Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Yes, it's a Saturday, and the older man has had some deep thoughts. Yeah, so I was at the gym this morning, and I was watching a few videos as I was on the treadmill. I tend to listen to YouTube as I'm on the treadmill. It makes the time go by a lot faster, you know? And there was a video that I came across, and it was basically talking about being a strong woman, being a strong feminist, and being an empowered woman. And this thought came to my mind, and I want you guys to work with me with this. A lot of you ladies. I want to know the rules of feminism. I want to know what is it that every single woman should be encouraged to do. What are the rules for each facet of being a woman? I want the rules for marriage when it comes to feminism. I want the rules for work, employment, education, relationships. I would like a rule book on all of these different facets of life. What is the work balance between males and females in the home or in marriages? I need the rules for each and every single one of these areas, because it seems like every single woman has a different idea of what these rules are. So if that's the case, every woman has a different idea of what these rules are, then there is just chaos. Because one thing is obvious, that one woman's idea of what an empowered feminist female woman is different from the other woman. One thing we can absolutely be sure about is all of these cannot be right at the same time, because it seems like whatever a woman says, empowered females, that is what an empowered female is. Translation, women can do whatever the hell they want to do, and we should all accept it because she's a woman. That is really the definition of a feminist. Now, if we say it like that, then we have to understand that that is to the detriment of someone else. If I am getting away with something, someone is losing something. That is just nature. If I'm always getting what I want from my relationship, my wife has to be giving up something. She's losing something. If I get a job in a position that I shouldn't be in, or even if I should be in, someone else is losing that position. So I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. So if that woman says that, yeah, I can go out and I can be a hoe if I want, and I can act however I want in society, it's going to hurt someone else, whether it's directly or indirectly. The first thing most women will say when it comes to their bad behavior, well, it's not hurting anyone. Well, it does. It does. It does hurt a society, which everybody has an audience these days, right? Sprinkle Lady, for example. Let's take her, for example. One woman.
Men are aware of your message. Young men in particular. And what do? You double down on the foolishness.
A better one with more money. You know what I'm saying? So keep him until you find a better one. Or keep both if you find a better one. Just keep getting the money. The money is the goal, not the man. The man with the money is also, what you might want to marry. But the goal is always going to be the money. Okay? Sprinkle. As long as so if you're going to cheat on the older guy, make sure the younger guy has money too. Don't date with a broke younger guy. They all gotta have money. If you laying down with them, they got to have money. Period. Okay? I mean, if you can't find a young man who's rich, don't even lay down with him. Don't lay down with nothing broke. That is the rule.
This is your leader, ladies.
She started this whole sprinkle trend. Is it good for society? No, because she's basically telling women, hey, you can con men out of their money and get whatever you want. All you have to do is give it to the highest bidder. Only give away your sex for money, creating a society of whores. Simple.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I said, I'm really, with a W.
But define that, though.
Women will say, well, it's not hurting anyone. Yes, it is. It's taking the man's resources. Number two, it's teaching a society of other women that, hey, with this behavior, you can get what you want. So now we have then created a whole society of other women who are doing that same bad behavior. You will say, oh, well, it's not hurting anyone. Yes, it is. The whole society is being hurt. And so now we live in a society that literally women say, hey, I can do whatever I want because I'm a woman. I should be able to get away with it. That's the problem that we have. And it's now coming back to bite women. Enter drizzle. Enter passport bros. Enter MGTOW, men going their own way. Enter no more marriages amongst couples. Enter low birth rates. Enter, and ultimately, the collapse of societies. So you got to understand that we all think that our individual actions will not hurt anyone. But we do understand that we live in a society of people who follow other people. Now we have a collective. So with that said, I saw this collection of videos that I wanted to sort of critique because it's an excellent collection. Because what it shows are women who have reached a stage in life where they're starting to see that they're not winning. We're now starting to see late 30s, 40-year-old women, even 50-year-old women who have now lived with the internet long enough during their young years to have been influenced by that massive amount of validation and attention from people on the internet to now nothing. They have grown up with a tremendous amount of attention, and now in their 40s and 50s, it's not coming anymore. But they yearn for it. They leave their husbands thinking that they can get it again. They think they can go back out in the streets to recreate that passionate time, that wild time they used to have. Because they've been told, hey, it doesn't matter how old you are, girl, you can do it. You can do it. Because you're a strong, powerful woman. You're still beautiful in your 50s. Yeah. Beautiful to who? No one stops to ask that question until it's too late.
You know what? I think girls are just tired of men. Okay. The bullshit. It's better to be by yourself. It's funner that way.
I'm at the point in my life, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's just that on that. You mad? Cry about it. You sad? Cry about it. Makes you uncomfortable? Cry about it. I'm selfish? Cry about it. I got a man character complex? Boo-hoo, bitch. Cry about it. I don't care. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't have time to be worried about nothing or nobody that ain't me.
And that's what I'm talking about. We have a society of very, very selfish women. This is what social media has created. Every psychologist have told you that. Just a whole bunch of narcissistic women who have now reached that age.
We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be with it, every poor choice is glamorized, and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist.
When they're young and fresh, yeah, they can say these things until they get to my age. Oh, things are a lot different when you reach up here, my friends.
I am married. I've been married for 17 years. I've been in a relationship for 20 years. I'm 52. And I have been absolutely obsessed with watching all the single girls' 5 to 9s after their 9 to 5. And the reason why I'm so obsessed with watching them, because I am filled with absolute envy and jealousy about what these women are doing. I never did it. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought I was just going through the motions until I could live the real life, which was marriage. And I've been living that real life for 17 years. And I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted. I have so much I have to do. I'm vicariously living through those women, posting those lives and thinking about what if.
So yes, this woman feels that, in her 50s, she's envious of all the young girls. This is just part of life. Every older woman looks back at the younger self, at the younger generation, and say, wow, I wish I was back there. Because that was when she was most beautiful. That was when she was most attractive. Men are the opposite. Men, we want to get a little older. Not too old. The reason we want to get older when we're young is because we know we would have time to build the resources that would make us ultimately attractive. Because when we were young 20s, even though we had the body and we had the energy, we didn't have the resources. So what? We used to look over on the shoreline, we used to look over on the yachts, and we used to see these young girls that we want, them stepping on the yachts. Those beautiful, hot things jumping into Ferraris and Bentleys and Mercedes that we couldn't afford. But you know what? The 40-year-olds, the old 50-year-old guys, they were dragging those women in there. And those girls were giving it up just to get access to those men, to the lifestyle, not the men, the lifestyle. Men took advantage of that. Those older guys took advantage of that. That's just the reality of life. So when we were young, we wanted to be like those men. Women are the complete opposite. They know that no men are inviting out 35, 40, 50-year-old women out on yachts. To do what? Nag about their hip, fall down, broke a hip, sue somebody for slipping on a boat. Point is, it's the only people that get invited out there are hot little teenagers and 20-year-olds. That's it. And ladies, you got that window. You got that anywhere between 18 and 27, 28. That's your time period. After that, you're going to start looking at those little 20-year-olds that are coming in slowly replacing you. Yeah, that's the reality of life right there.
Actually, what you said made no sense. If anybody can be a wife, then there would be more married women in the black community than it is baby mamas. But however, that is not the truth. Black women have literally convinced themselves that marriage makes no sense and being a mother makes more sense than marriage. Simply because anybody can have a baby, not everybody can get married. Actually, being a wife requires you actually maintaining a household. A lot of black women can't do that. There's too many baby mamas walking around who will never be wifed.
And that is a fact. There is no benefit to men getting married to a woman in today's modern society. None. That's just a fact. There is none.
And one benefit that a man gets from marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
Well, you, I think, as a woman, if you're...
I'm asking you as a man, since you're, attacking men for being Peter Pan.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
but name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say. And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
You know, there's obviously more incentive for women to get married than men. Obviously.
Way more.
But
there we go. A man could pretty much just live with a woman, because women don't have a problem getting all the assets from a man just staying with him. Women are contented with that. So why would a man sign a legal document literally giving up all of his assets to a woman? Personally, I don't see why it's necessary. There is no benefit to marrying a woman except if you want to have kids and you want to give that child the best possible outcome for society. And to me, that's also very limited, because I know now, especially in the UK and a lot of European countries, men are cohabitating with women, they're having kids, and they're still not getting legally married. Oh, this idea that the man can claim that the woman is his because he's now legally married to her. What difference does a piece of paper binding them together legally makes versus having that woman who's also under the impression that they're together? In other words, this woman is basically saying, oh, you need a piece of paper and a legal signature to say that you and I are bound together, and that would make me more loyal. Really? That's the best she could come up with. We know that marriage have never, ever, ever stopped people from cheating. We've seen it too many times where couples, both males and females, have stepped out. It has no bearing on a woman's loyalty. So she was just digging. In other words, she had nothing to go on. You want an example of how bad it is when it comes to women and the way they act?
My husband not doing things that he should be doing, such as spending quality time with me and our 17-year-old daughter. Okay. He's just not coming up to par, and frankly, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of it.
All right. Now, what does that have to do with me?
Well, I want a divorce.
You want a divorce because of that? You want to put him on child support because of that?
Yes, obviously. I mean, he is the provider of our home, and absolutely, I want child support.
He's the provider of your home, and you just want to get rid of him like that?
He doesn't take me out. We don't do fun things anymore. And frankly, I'm bored.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure why I'm here. I'm recently retired. I'm tired. I worked 50 years.
Where did you retire from?
From the military.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm bored. The poor man has been a mule for her and the child all his life. 50 years of his life. How is he rewarded? I'm bored. I want a divorce. Yeah. So tell me again, what's the benefits? The benefits of being married? Nah, most men just say no more. I can hear that he's just willing to just say, where do I sign? I just want to freaking relax. I don't need this shit. That's a man who's at the end. He's just, why am I here? Oh God, just show me where to sign. Poor man, he now realized, you know what? He's going to have to pay either way. So this is where he's at in his head. I can see that. Daniela goes, what toxic BS in this comment section? If she is unhappy, she's allowed to want a divorce. You're all making a lot of speculation based on the fact that he is a vet. Sounds like she raised kids and stayed in it a long time. What makes you so sure she didn't try? Women and men are not obligated to stay in unhappy situations, period. The woman never mentioned anything about being unhappy. She's bored. This is the problem that you ladies come across when you get into your later years. You miss the streets and you want to try to get some of that before you actually kick the bucket. I see this so many times. It's freaking insane. You know what she's going to do? She's going to get back out on the street. This woman is in her 50s. She's going to get back out on the street. 2 or 3 years, she get ran through, dick here, dick there. Then guess what happens? She's going to be bored again. No man in their right mind is going to be committing to her. They'll dick her down, but they're not going to freaking put that legal document together. She'll be spending the ex-husband for a long time to come. And this poor man, he'll end up in the Philippines, he'll end up in Thailand with some younger, more beautiful woman because he can't afford to stay in the West anymore. He now has to go overseas to find other places that he could actually relax on his army veteran pension, plus pay her alimony. Thankfully, the daughter or his kid is 17. He got another 1-2 years before he don't have to pay any more child support. But he's going to be paying her alimony because if she's been sitting at home on her ass, obviously she wasn't bored when he was away. But for some reason, she's bored now that he's going to actually start to retire and get back home where he should be spending time. Then, guess what? Now she don't have that freedom to go out there and do her thing. She's going to be bored. This is what makes it a little suspicious. Any army man, we know that men who are in the army, they spend a lot of time away from their wife. So she wasn't bored when he was working his ass off away from her. She's only going to be bored now that he's retired. Make that shit make sense. You got to read between the lines, guys. Oh, look, so somebody said it here. Conveniently, when he's home, she's bored. But when he was out and about working for the country, she was perfectly fine then, right? This girl has been cheating on this man for a long, long time. And now that she can't, she's bored. Sickening. Yes, this gentleman saw it exactly how I saw this. I didn't read that comment before. I just used to copy a whole bunch of these before I come on air. Legacy Guru says, in summary, she basically wants her husband's money without the husband. Question, how did she cure her boredom when he was away serving his country? Yeah, so I think a lot of these men, logical men, see exactly what I've seen. Because we see it the same way. Eric said, a side dude, and now that he's retired, she can't sneak around. Yes, every one of us men who understand this world know that that's exactly what she did. It's a cruel world we live in, gentlemen. It is a cruel world, man. Let's look at one of the products of the sprinkle generation. Let's hear what she sounds like.
Be interested in dating you and you say something like, oh, I'm going to get my nails done or my hair, I'm going to the mall, and he does not offer to send you money to contribute to that, you need to block him, and you need to block him quickly, okay? We don't have time to be talking to men that cannot contribute to our lives, even in the smallest of ways. Not in this economy.
Yeah, that's what we have to deal with, gentlemen. Be very, very aware. The goal behind a lot of these videos that I'm keep showing you like this of female bad behavior is to keep pounding it in your head that you are the mark. You're the sucker. And these women are incredibly manipulative. And if you keep falling for it, you will end up a victim, especially the older gentlemen that have that follow my channel. This is a whole different generation of women, my friends. You have to understand female nature to its finest, especially now that so many women's brains have been corrupted. This is what we got to deal with. Yes, here's the sprinkle lady.
You don't wake up happy every morning. Something's wrong with your life. If you're not waking up happy, figure out what's making you sad and change it. Make sure your life is better than your mother's life. They may not have done the things that they wanted to do in life. Don't make the same mistake. A lot of ladies look up when they get to a certain age and they realize they've done nothing that they wanted to do because they've made terrible decisions.
Yeah. In other words, women have this idea that I have to be a happy child all my life. That's it. My only existence on this earth is to be happy every single day. Which adult thinks like this? Which normal adult thinks like this? This isn't heaven. But for some reason, this woman is convincing other women that they have to be happy and happy all the time. Every day you wake up, you have to be happy. How the hell does that make sense? When every single individual, regardless of how much money they have, are going to wake up some days feeling like shit. But no, she's convinced a lot of you women, if you're not happy, get rid of the only thing that brings you any sort of security in this world, a husband. Partly, it's the man. That's the only thing that makes them unhappy. There's nothing else in this world that would make them unhappy. Only that man. Make that make sense. Nothing about, hey, you know what? Go to the gym, lose some weight, get some oxygen in your body, get some endorphins going. Hey, you know what? Why don't you go walk on the beach and relax? Why don't you take a yoga class? Why don't you go do some stretching? Hey, why don't you and your friends start a little group of, pottery? Or why don't you actually get your boss at work to make some changes so you could be happy? No, it's the man that you're with, apparently, that gives you all the trouble. Blows my freaking mind every time.
Because I've had relationships that don't work out, failed talking stages, situationships that didn't turn into relationships, I've decided to contact all the men that I can contact, relationship-wise, dating-wise, and ask them exactly what I did wrong, how I could have been better, why didn't I make it to a relationship stage, why could you not see me as a wife? And I told them to give me the brutally honest truth, even if it makes me cry.
I think that is a brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. I've actually suggested that to quite a few women who've contacted me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why none of the guys, I do get dates, but they don't go across a certain stage. I said, have you asked the men, what is it that did not like about you? No, I didn't. Then that's what you need to do. Tell me what I did wrong. What is it about me? Because I'm trying to improve myself.
Most men don't want an independent, strong woman. That is a fact. I'm almost willing to say all.
No, that's it.
I ain't gonna say that. Nobody wants that. Because the word independent means I don't need you.
You could have had a good man. You didn't want him because he was a cornball. You mess around with a bozo, have a baby by the bozo, and after you have a baby by the bozo, now all of a sudden you want to spin the block to the that you didn't want to begin with. There are a lot of single mothers who go after weak men.
It doesn't mean that you can't carry the weight for a short period of time. What it does mean is that you were not intended to carry the weight for a long period of time. And when you do, you're going to have maintenance issues. You're going to have a lot of wear and tear, and you might not even have the lifespan that you could have had if you didn't carry all that weight. all the stories I hear where women are talking about how tired they are and they wish they would have not fell into that trap and they wish they would have had a life partner, and women are tired.
Why is it that an independent woman seems like she can't be a good mate, wife, or mother?
It's counterintuitive, right? Because it's the same thing as saying that you want a dependent man. These two go opposite of each other because an independent woman depends on no one and a dependent man can't be dependent on.
You do not want to grow old and alone. You do not want to be without a husband or without a wife when you get into your golden years. I don't care what red pill say. I don't care what these modern women say. You will not be happy if you grow old and alone. I see it every day.
A lot of people, they say they think when they get older, they're going to be settling down and things going to be wonderful. They're going to be peaceful. But let me tell y'all this here, this must be a new day, because guess what, y'all? People my age are still trying to make it. They still trying to figure out how they're going to make ends meet. Young people don't have no idea. They think that when they get older, they're going to be settling down. And look, I know a woman right now, y'all, in her 70s, still trying to find love.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Still trying to find somebody to say, baby, I love you. In her 70s, y'all.
Men simply say, hey, I want a good woman that will be loyal to me, that I can guarantee that she'll stay with me until the end of her life, because I'm the one that building the resources that's going to take us forward to the end of our life. But if the woman is incentivized to take half or even all of my assets and leave me, I am not taking that chance anymore. And that is what we need to fix in the black community, because it's that fear that is stopping both parties from getting hooked up. Women keeping women single, women who have told other women that they are the queen and they deserve 100% of everything, which is impossible for a man to provide. And on the other hand, there is no incentive for a man to get married. That's where the big divide is. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Okay, so listen, give me a thumbs up if you've reached this far in the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And of course, book a session if you'd like to have a chat with me on askanolderman.com. Okay, so until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. Okay, I'll see you soon. Cheers.